shining armor. One day the knight was very troublesome, and the queen mother wished he had remembered to put money in the parking meter. Oh, mother! I am so sorry that your carriage was towed away.
Do you not understand that when Sir Thomas is out there, going and patrolling along the way, he is to be paid? He meters every single horse and carriage along the boulevard. And look what you've done. Look at me, son. You are a good-for-nothing son.
Mother, I'm so sorry.
You're sorry.
I know you long to get home after so many years being abroad, and the carriage was our only hope.
It was our only hope. I banish you, son. I banish you. You get out of my castle. You go and find me another carriage. Find yourself some sort of manhood, because you are nothing but a shriveling boy. Don't get me started.
The knight packed up his sorry belongings, a rusty old shield which he wore on this arm, and a broken sword which he carried in this hand. And he stomped off into the wild, wild world.
Hearing his mother's voice saying, "And don't return until you bring me your manhood." You know what I mean?
Why, the knight entered a mighty, mighty village which stood outside the castle and looked amongst the wild world which he had never traveled to before, for he was a sheltered child.
In this village, there was a bear. "Rah!" said the bear.
The rusty knife, the rusty sword clankled and shivered as if it was afraid.
The old shield quivered and shook as if it were afraid.
And he peed his pants a little bit.
"Rah!" said the bear again. "Oh dear, I think you have peed your pants, young sir."
The shield wished it were elsewhere.
The knight pushed the shield up and tucked it deeper into his loin.
The sword was glad she was only in his hands.
The sword could shut the hell up.
The trickle continued down his leg, and so he put the sword there to cover his mouth.
Oh, shoot! Thought the sword.
Tell me, bear, what do you want? Please let me go.
Why, I'm quite a civilized bear, you see. I was once the best flautist in all the land. And yet, I played for an evil witch who transformed me into this bear because my tunes she could not bear. Yes, she was not very punny. And yet, there's only one way for me to be free. And that is if some brave knight stabs me with their rusty sword.
The sword got excited. Finally, some action.
Then I shall stab you right away. And he took his sword and he thrust it into that bear.
Oh, you missed everything vital. Please try again.
He took the sword out
Oh, God.
and tried again, pointing at the heart.
The third time's the charm, lad. You'll get it. You'll get it.
He took the sword, whipping it around in a circle, and threw it at the bear's neck to slice off its head.
And as his head lopped off, he was transformed once again into a flautist. The sword, covered in the bear's miasma and gore, began to gleam and sparkle, once again made whole and renewed.
Throw me! Throw me!
I said nothing to do with the shield, I'm afraid, my lad, but since you have freed me from that horrible curse, I shall ever be in your service. Would you like to hear a tune?
Absolutely, on the road. And so the knight took his new, beautiful sword into his hand, his faith renewed, and off with his new companion, they continued onto the wild, wild world. They entered into a marshland and looked upon the mighty marshy willows.
Throw me at the frog!
There was a frog. She lived with it. Said the frog.
The sword trembled even though she was pretty now.
The shield moved slightly to the right.
The prince vomited a little bit in his armor, and he took up the shield to block off his chin.
Oh my! You have spewed a little bit. What are you doing here in my parts?
Oh, why, I'm searching.
Say no more!
For his manhood.
I could tell. You know, I used to be a very talented tuba player.
Oh,
And then there was an evil witch who cursed me because she did not like my blowing. And now I'm a frog.
And you need to get a shield thrown at your head!
Please, 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 do it!
Of what convenience is this? So the boy chucked the shield at the frog,
And the shield lopped off the frog's head.
And the frog became a lovely tuba player.
Show off, you got it in one try.
And the shield suddenly returned to its former state of silver and strength.
Thank you. May I join you? Or how can I ever repay you for this?
we need to do a duet.
Yes!
on the road. Okay, let me take my sword, and we will continue into the wild, wild world.
And into the wild, wild world they did continue. Upon their journey, they had finally arrived at Patrolman Johnson's front gates, which were massive and intimidating, as behind the gates were held many carriages that were towed.
He continued, carrying his new beautiful sword and his renewed, refurbished shield.
Master, now that your sword is well and your shield is well, perhaps there's no need to go towards that intimidating, frightening gate. Let us leave. We have music, we have armor, we have weaponry. Let us leave and go about our own pleasure.
Silence, my shield. I lack one thing, my manhood.
And will he find his manhood, or won't he? You will find out after a brief intermission. We will be right back.